grandfather Bhishma. He's like a great warrior, and I believe he instructed many about how to fight in battle, I think. Okay, so Duryodhana, he told to Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama. Yes. Okay, he said, "Oh, you are killing thousands of soldiers every day." They were having a battle. But we're not actually so much benefited by this. So, but if you can kill these 5 Pandavas, these very 5 important Pandavas, then this will be best. So Duryodhana asked again and again to Bhishma. And at that time, Bhishma Pitama, he took the 5 Pandavas and he kept them separately. So Krishna, he's Bhagavan, and this means that he has 6 opulences. Does anybody know the 6 opulences of Krishna?
All knowing, all knowledge.
All knowledge.
Yeah.
What else?
Renounced.
All what?
Renounced. Forgive all the things.
Oh, all forgiving. Okay.
No, give up all the things.
Oh, all renunciation.
Yeah, renunciation.
Yes, all renunciation. Yes. What else? There's 2.
全知啦，讲过啦。
七绝
啦。
富裕美丽。
beautiful.
All beautiful.
And treasure.
All wealth.
All wealth, yeah. 富裕啦。
富裕。
美丽 beautiful. Knowledge.
Say all knowledge, all wealth, all beautiful, all renunciation.
Yeah. 还有2个。
He's very
happiness.
All strong, all powerful.
还有很大。
All powerful.
所有能量。
And one more. Anybody know? One last one.
气绝。
讲咗啦。
不是6种了吗？
Okay.
Everybody knows him, which means he's all
beautiful.
If everybody knows
happy.
If everybody knows God, then he's all famous.
Famous.
Yes.
很出名喎，很有名譽喎。
全知全能极乐。
Happiness or not?
Not part of 6 opulences. Okay, so let's just all listen. Let's all stop talking and just.
Okay. 所有啦 ，OK.
Okay, so because I want to make sure we get through the class.
Okay.
So.
Okay. 全知全能美丽。
Okay, so Hare Krishna. So Krishna has 6 opulences.
Krishna 有6種富裕。
He's all beautiful.
是很美麗的。
He's all knowledge.
全能的，全知的。
He's all powerful.
所有威力，全能的，對。
powerful 是什么？
很有力量咯，全能咯，全能。
刚才已经说了。
He's all
全知
famous.
他是所有好出，所有人都認識他的，所有人都認識他的，出名啊。
不是那个。
容易呢？
全能。
Okay. All glorious.
All famous. Yeah.
这个人。
He's all opulent, all wealth.
荣耀。
所有的
And he's
富裕。
all renunciation.
拒絕。Okay.
So let's listen to the story because we have to listen closely. No more talking because otherwise you won't follow the story. You have to really listen. This one. Okay. So, okay, because Krishna has complete knowledge, he understood that Bhishma had taken this vow that he would use 5 special arrows to kill the Pandavas. And Arjuna is one of the Pandavas.
OK，因为 Krishna 是全知的嘛，所以他
Hare
知道。
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
所以他
Can
知
you
道。
wait? Can you tell them that during this story, please don't talk to each other because
OK
if they don't pay attention, they won't follow it.
OK， 他有专
Just
注
tell them.
专注，因为这个故事很复杂。OK
Okay?
OK
So you have to like really put your attention on the story because it's some details, and if you miss a part, then you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So everybody just listen now.
知
No,
道
I won't ask any more questions to you. Just listen to the story.
OK， 听故事不要问题了。然后呢 ，Krishna 知道Bhima 呢，他有个
Bhishma, not Bhima.
Bhishma 呢有一个誓言，就是要杀死，用弓箭杀死这5兄弟的。Arjuna 是其中之一个。OK。
Bhishma 是他的祖父啊。
Bhishma is the Pandava grandfather. Yes.
哦，他有个誓言这样子啊。
He want to use the arrow to kill the Pandava.
They were having a battle between. This is the battle of Kurukshetra.
他是最，
库鲁基野的。
他是最爱。
I think.
OK， 就是 she has a vow to kill the 5 Pandava with the arrow. OK， 听 OK。
Okay, so
所以呢
I'm going to repeat what I just said again. Okay?
OK
Okay, so Krishna,
Krishna.
being that he's all knowledge, he knows everything.
Yes.
He knew that Bhishma, he had taken a vow that he will use 5 special arrows to kill the 5 Pandavas.
所以他就知道 Krishna 全知，他就知道 Bhishma 发一个誓言，用5个弓箭杀死5兄弟。OK。
Okay, so Arjuna, he is one of the 5 Pandavas.
Arjuna 是其中之一个。
Yeah, we all know Arjuna.
Yes.
So we all know Arjuna is also a very close devotee of Krishna.
Yeah, Arjuna 也是 Krishna 的很亲爱的奉献者。
And Bhishma is also a close devotee of Krishna.
Bhishma.
Bhishma, the grandfather.
Bhishma 也是。OK.
He's also the one who took the vow to kill.
Yes. OK.
He's also
Yes.
a good close devotee of Krishna.
Yeah, 也是 Krishna 的最亲密的奉献者。
So at this time, Krishna thought,
Krishna 这样想了，
they are both my surrendered devotees.
他们都是我的奉献者。
So how can I keep the word of Bhishma and also save Arjuna?
我怎么样去让他们，我怎么样去
协调这个事情，可能
对呀，怎么去选择去 Bhishma 的誓言，还有Arjuna 的誓言呢？怎么样去答应他们呢？
Because this is my duty.
这是我们的责任，我的责任。
Because whatever my devotee speaks,
因为我的
I have to keep their words true.
所讲的，我都要实验他们。
Okay. So then Srila Maharaj, he started speaking about a different pastime, but it is related, but we just take a break from this pastime and we look at a different pastime and then we'll come back to this one.
OK， 现在马上就讲一些事情了，然后讲完之后再回到这个故事里边。
Okay?
Yes.
So at one time, all of the Pandavas, they were living in this one forest.
有一次，所有的潘德瓦都住在这个森林里边。森林里边。
And at that time, Duryodhana, he came there with all of his many, many wives in a mood that he wanted to display his opulence.
有一次，杜约达拿呢就带了很多妻子来炫耀啊，
旅游，就叫云游
他的妻子的他的富裕。OK。
All right. So at that time, at that time, the wives of Duryodhana were actually stolen. They were all taken by, they're called Gandharvas, which are very beautiful musicians. All of these musicians that were part of the kingdom of, they were just residing in the forest, these musicians. Beautiful musicians, like they stole all the wives of Duryodhana at that time.
有一些很漂亮的音乐家就偷了这些妻子，杜约达的妻子。
So the wives were very distressed and crying.
这妻子就哭了，对，就哭了。
And when Yudhishthira Maharaj heard this sound, he asked Bhima, not Bhishma, but Bhima, who's like the brother of Arjuna, very strong person. He said, "Oh, save them, save the wives." When he heard the crying, Yudhishthira Maharaj, who's like the head of the kingdom, he asked, "Please go save the wives," to Bhima.
杜约达兰他是一个王嘛，他听到他们的妻子的呼救声，就叫逼嘛，然后武松那支也很强很大的嘛，就去救他们。
And at that time, Bhima, he asked, "Why should I save them?"
逼嘛就问，为什么我要救他们呢？
He said, "Duryodhana, he misbehaved with Draupadi."
哦，因为杜约达兰怎么样？收入我的收入杜帕特里，
Draupadi.
Draupadi 啊，
Yeah, Draupadi.
他羞辱他嘛。
He misbehaved. Remember, he tried to get her naked.
记得吗？他想拿他的纱里吗？
So actually, we're supposed to do this kind of same thing with his wives.
为什么我要救他们呢？
But we never did.
我们不会的。
So now the Gandharvas, these musicians, they're doing it. So what's the problem?
现在跟那些音乐家就做了，羞辱他们了。
Right? So then Yudhishthira Maharaj said no.
杜
Yudhishthira.
有大軍咧就話唔得，係啦，
Yudhishthira Maharaj said no.
都可以。
When we are between ourselves, we may fight as
Okay.
5 brothers and 100 brothers, because there's the 5 Pandavas and then all the other.
OK，
Yeah. Then he said, between ourselves we may fight.
他說我們之間，我們男的跟你們男的5兄弟跟我們100個兄弟，我們可以打仗，去打架。
But
但是
when someone from outside comes, then we are together, 105 brothers, and we have to fight with them together.
但是如果外邊的人欺負我們，我們要團結150一團結起來去對付外邊的人，對。
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so then Yudhishthira Maharaj, he sent Bhim to fight with those Gandharvas.
所以呢，有的大軍呢就叫兵馬去打那些音樂家。
And Bhima, he was successful. He rescued all the wives, and he brought them back to Duryodhana.
然后他就從他那裡帶回他的妻子回去給他了。
And at that time, Duryodhana, he became embarrassed that actually he wasn't able to save his own wives.
那個時候，杜約達就覺得很尷尬，因為他自己不可以救他們，要叫別人。
And he thought, I won't even go back to my kingdom. I'll just stay here in the forest, and I'll give up everything, and I'll live in the forest. I'm so embarrassed. So,
他說他自己覺得沒有練，沒面子，然後他就留在森林裏邊算了。對，他們就回去了。
but then grandfather Bhishma, he said, no.
哦，然後老祖父Bhishma就說不可以。
He said, actually, we are all your citizens.
哦，可以。他說我們都是你的子民啊。
Because Duryodhana was in control of the kingdom at that time.
因为杜约旦是国王嘛。
So he said, we're all your citizens, so actually what we've done is not anything big, it's actually just our duty to do it.
哦，我们都是你的子民啊，子民啊。
It's our duty to help you.
对，就是我们的责任去帮助你的。
So he advised him, you just go back to your kingdom.
他说就请你回到你的王国里边。
Do your no. He went back
所
with
以
his
杜约
wife.
旦就回去了。
But before going back, he said, if you ever need a favor, if you have a special request of me, I will fulfill it. This is Duryodhana said to the Pandavas.
杜约旦 said to
Duryodhana, because they helped him,
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
he said, if you need any favor,
okay.
any special request, I will help you.
杜约旦对这武兄弟就因为他帮了他了嘛，他说你有什么要求，我都可以满足你们的。
是都有党讲
对，
讲
你要什么
讲。
我都可以给你的。
So now we're coming back again to the first pastime, Leela, between Bhishma and
Yes, yeah.
the five arrows.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we're back there.
现在我们再回去就是 Bhishma 跟5个弓箭的事情。
Okay, so Krishna, remember, he knew everything. He knew about the vow of Bhishma, and he also knew his devotee's position, Arjuna.
所以Krishna 呢就知道这个事情的。
So at that time, Krishna, he advised Arjuna.
那个时候 Krishna 就建议 Arjuna。
He said, please remember that when you helped Duryodhana, he made a promise to give a favor to you.
对，你记得吗？你帮助杜约旦的时候，他说他可以给你什么东西，他都满足的。
Yeah. So then Krishna gave the suggestion to Arjuna that you go to Duryodhana now.
OK， 现在你就去 Krishna 就建议 Arjuna， 现在你就去求那个杜约旦，
And you make the request
就要求他。
that Duryodhana give you his kingly dress. It's called Rajvesh. The dress of a king.
OK
That he give you one dress of his.
你就叫杜约旦给他一个皇帝的衣服而已。OK。
You make that request. So then Krishna told to Arjuna, when he gives you this dress, you should wear it and go to Bhishma.
OK， 当他给你的时候，你就穿起来，然后去
Bhishma.
Bhishma 哪里？
Bhishma. Bhishma is the one who wants to kill
是谁教
Arjuna.
他5个？是谁教他教阿朱娜？不是 Bhishma 教阿朱娜。
不是 Krishna。
哦 Krishna
建议他
我以为是
去
Bhishma
杜约旦哪里
要
拿个
皇帝的衣服。
对，去 Bhishma 哪里？对对。
They follow?
Yes.
Okay, so I will repeat it one more time.
OK.
Krishna asked Arjuna
Yes.
that once Duryodhana gives you his dress,
Yes.
you should go wearing that dress
Yes.
to Bhishma.
所以 Krishna 建议 Arjuna 去杜约旦哪里拿了皇帝的衣服的时候，就穿起来去 Bhishma 哪里。
And then Arjuna asked Krishna why.
Arjuna 就问为什么呢？
And Krishna said, because you look like Duryodhana.
哦，因为
You have same features.
因为你跟杜约旦很像。
So once you put this dress of Duryodhana on, Bhishma won't recognize you. He will think you are Duryodhana.
当你穿起杜约旦的衣服 ，Bhishma 不认得你的。
And at that time, when you're dressed as Duryodhana, you can request to Bhishma.
当的时候，你 OK 问说
Yeah. And then Krishna told him,
Yeah.
once you become dressed
Yes, yes.
like Duryodhana, you can make a request from Bhishma.
所以当你穿起衣服的时候，像杜约旦的时候，你就可以要求这个 Bhishma。
You can ask him, please give me these 5 arrows which you've reserved for killing the 5 Pandavas.
就要他拿这5个弓箭 这个武功阵就准备去对付这武松帝的弓箭。
So Krishna followed, or sorry, so Arjuna followed the instructions of Krishna, and he did just this.
所以阿朱能就这样做了。
And when he came to Bhishma,
那他来到Bhishma那里了，
he asked for the 5 arrows, and Bhishma gave them.
他问那个5个弓箭，Bhishma就给他了。
Then Arjuna, disguised as Duryodhana, he left.
对，Bhishma 对，阿朱那就假扮Duryodhana就走了。
So later, when the real Duryodhana himself came to Bhishma,
后来真的Duryodhana来到Bhishma那里了，
and he then requested those 5 arrows,
他就问他拿5个弓箭。
Bhishma, he understood, oh, I understand what has happened.
他就明白发生什么事情了。
This is the work of Krishna.
哦，这是 Krishna
Yes.
做的。
安排。
And at that time, Bhishma, he took another vow.
哦，那个时候 Bhishma 就起另外一个誓言了。
He said, because Krishna broke my vow to kill the 5 Pandavas
因为 Krishna 令我打破我的誓言去杀武松帝，
with these 5 arrows,
用这5个弓箭。
he said, I will also break Krishna's vow.
哦，我要破 Krishna 的誓言。
And so Krishna, he had made a vow also
Krishna 也起了一个誓言，
that during this whole battle, he will never pick up any weapon on the battlefield.
在
Krishna
这
made the vow.
个的赋予自己的见证，他不会拿起一个武器啊，武器，武器。
And Krishna, he's Sarva Shaktiman. He's all powerful.
Krishna 是全能的吗？
So actually, he was able to keep the words of Bhishma as well as save the Pandavas.
其实他是全能的，所以他可以呢去，按照这个 Bhishma 的誓言去也到去保护武松帝潘德瓦。
Yeah. And I believe Maharaj, he didn't mention it he didn't finish the story last night. He got this far and he didn't complete the story. He made a different point. But what happens later is that I've heard this story so many times, but every time it's really difficult to follow because it's a very detailed story, and I've never read it. So I think what happens later is that Bhishma, he is able to get Krishna to pick up a weapon because the chariot on which Krishna is riding, he's driving the chariot of Arjuna, the wheel of that chariot becomes stuck in the mud. And somehow or other, Krishna has to I don't remember exactly the detail. I'll have to ask one of the devotees, but he has to use a chakra, some type of chakra to get it off. And then I'll have to clarify. But somehow he manages to break Krishna breaks his vow, and also keeps the words of both Arjuna and Bhishma. But the details I've heard this story many times and I never got. But you can tell them something of what.
因为马哈拉都故事讲得很，就这个是这样，他又跳到另个地方，然后就是总之就是 Krishna I don't know how to say Krishna make the
wheel of his chair. Oh, he kept the words of his devotees.
他就
Tell them I will ask other devotees who've heard from Maharaj about the end of the story because Maharaj didn't finish the story in class.
马哈拉没有讲完这个故事，但是最后就是 Krishna 就令到他们的两个誓言都实现了。
2个誓言都同时实现。
So at last the last Bhishma cannot kill Arjuna.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Bhishma's words, they're true. He doesn't kill Arjuna, but with the 5 arrows, I think something else happens with the 5 arrows. I can't remember, but yeah. So, but he is able to make Krishna break his vow of not picking up a weapon. Krishna somehow picks up a weapon on the battlefield.
Okay.
Yeah.
他说，OK，Bhishma 就打破了，因为 Krishna 令 Bhishma 打破了誓言，然后
Bhishma 一种 Krishna 打破誓言。
Krishna 也令 Bhishma 也令 Krishna 打破誓言 ，Krishna 最后就是拿起这个武器。
拿起武器了。
对，他怎么拿起武器？就是
拿车轮。
他的车轮困在不动，然后他拿着他的 chakra 是什么？神碟。去拿这个车轮起来，所以他也拿起武器了。对。然后就。
Well, I think maybe he shoots his arrow into the wheel of the chariot.
哦，他可能就是把弓箭射在这些车轮里边。
I think.
那个 Bhishma 后面。
Anyhow.
他打得很猛，一直就杀了那阿朱嘛，所以Krishna为了保护阿朱嘛，就拿起那个车轮啊，就打。
We'll get the details of the story.
谁射箭呢
？Bhishma
used the 5 arrows
上
to
回战场
shoot
上没见到这个
Arjuna
有啊，
birds.
他的箭很猛，他把那个阿朱那封住，但是他看见他想是杀他，但实际上他没有想要杀他，但是很危险。然后当时人就看着他那么危险了以后，
拿起那个车轮就。
Wow, the movie. Okay, so they know. Well, what I will do is before our next.
Maharaj word is okay.
Yeah, but before our next meeting, I will ask Timadav Priya Prabhu if he can complete the story, because he knows like Maharaj never completed the details of the story, because he's spoken it. Srila Maharaj has spoken it many times. Maybe he thought we knew, but I still don't know. So I'll ask Madhav Priya Prabhu, and then we can get the last details of the story. But I'll just move on to the bigger point Maharaj was making.
Yes.
So tell them that tomorrow, like before tomorrow, I'll get the details.
明天可能就问 Mother Priya Prabhu 说的详细一点，对，因为我还没有说完。
Okay. So this is why it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita.
就是为什么在百家盘购里边这样说？
That those who are surrendered to me
那些皈依我的
and always engaged through their senses completely all the time in the service to me,
常常用他的感官去常常服务我的人，
and who don't remember anyone else but me,
他们都没有记得任何人，除了我之外。
I personally maintain them and I provide what they're in need for.
我是他们的唯一的，托庇的人，唯一的，供养的人，保护他们的人。
So this is again this symptom, one of the symptoms of surrender,
这是皈依的一个镜像。
that we have trust and faith that the Lord will maintain me.
我们要相信，就是我们的主为maintain 就是对 ，OK 就是唯一的依靠。对。
Yeah? Okay. But because we don't fulfill the words of the Lord, we then later say, oh, the words of the Lord are not true. His promises are not true. Because we don't actually surrender,
Yes.
we then think, oh, but Krishna's not telling the truth.
我们因为没有皈依，所以有些时候我们就说，主都没有保护我，没有给我。
And then there's an example of a person who came to this place called Dehradun here in India to meet with Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Maharaj.
有一个 devotee, not devotee, one person.
He thought he was a devotee.
OK， 可能有一个风声者来到他的 guru， Madhavadaya
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Madhav Maharaj.
他的 guru 在哪里？
Yeah, Srila
Srila-
Bhaktisiddhanta Madhav Maharaj.
Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj。
Yes, this is the guru of
Yeah.
Srila Bharati Maharaj.
Sri Maharaj 的 guru。
Yeah. So this man, he came to meet with him with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Madhav Maharaj, and he asked him if what was written in the Bhagavad Gita is actually true. Was it spoken by Lord Krishna, or has it been changed by other people?
他说佛在法坛，佛在梵歌的 Krishna 所说的话是真的吗？还是其他人讲的？
He asked because
他就问他，
he said that I see many promises of the Lord, but I don't actually see him protecting or maintaining me.
我看到主在这里是很多答应很多事情，但是对我就不是这样了。
He said, I'm devoted to the Lord, but I don't see him protecting or maintaining me.
我是他的奉献者，但是我看不到他保护我，维系我。
And then Srila Madhav Maharaj, he said, the words of the Bhagavad Gita were spoken by Krishna.
然后马德马哈拉就说，佛在法坛是佛在梵歌是主的话，主所写讲的，
And they're absolutely true.
是绝对是真的。
And he asked him, could you please tell me what is your schedule, like your day-to-day life? What do you do from morning to evening?
他就问他你每一天呀，从早到晚做什么的？
And the man, then he described, oh, well, I first wake up and I take bath at the Ganga.
我起来的时候就去刚嘎沐浴啦，
And then I visit so many temples. I go first to
我去庙里
Shiva's temple, and I offer achaman to Shiva.
我去西瓦庙啦，给一个阿楚门啦，
Then I go to Hanuman
我去哈罗门
Mandir
啦，
and I offer fruits.
给他生果啦、水果啦。
Then I come to the Krishna's temple, and I offer tulsi.
我去 Krishna 的庙，我给他偷洗啦。
And then I visit a few more temples,
我也去其他的庙啦。
and finally I go to my work. I used to have a big shop, but now I'm very poor and I only have a very small shop.
我就去工作啦。以前我有个很大的店铺的，现在我很穷了，只有个很小的。
And I'm so poor actually that when my children come to me and ask for some money so they can purchase something from the road, sometimes I cannot give to them and I cry.
然后呢，现在我的孩子要一些钱买一些东西，我都没办法给他，我就哭了。
And you know, we hear that Krishna, he maintains his devotees.
在这里说 Krishna 就是维系他的奉献者，
But I don't see that he's maintaining me.
但是我看得不到他帮助我。
And, you know, even I remember the name of the Lord and sometimes I cry also.
我记得主的名字的之后，那个时间我都会哭的。
But still, the Lord doesn't maintain me.
但是主没有帮助我。
So, at that time, Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Madhav Maharaj, he replied.
然后那个mother
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta
Sripati Dayata Maharaj
Madhava Maharaj.
Sripati Madhava
Dayata
Dayata
Madhav
Madhav
Maharaj.
Maharaj 就说了，
Okay, he replied
他就说了，
that you, wait. He said, you're not following properly
你没
the
有
words of Krishna.
你没有很精确的跟从主的
You are not ananya chit, which means one pointed to the Lord.
1 point.
One pointed. One point.
You are not.
He's not.
你不是专一的。
You are not one pointed
对，
to the Lord.
你不是对主专一的。
You go from one temple to the next.
你去一个庙到另外一个庙。
But Krishna is the supreme personality of God.
但是 Krishna 是至尊主来的，
And by his worship, everything is fulfilled.
只要崇拜他，所有的愿望都会实现的。
And you also remember your children
你也
so much
你也你
and cry for them.
你也很爱你的孩子，你帮他们哭。
So you can cheat others and you can cheat yourself, but you want to cheat the Lord also.
你欺骗人家，你可能欺骗自己，但是你也欺骗了主吗？
You want to give yourself some certificate that you are surrendered, but you're not surrendered.
你想给予一些证书，说你是皈依，但是你真的是皈依吗？
And then Srila Maharaj said that a surrendered person does not have to even say that he's surrendered.
一个皈依的人根本就不用说他是皈依的。
And then Srila Maharaj, he spoke for a long time about the pastimes of Sri Madhavendra Puri.
然后马哈拉就说了一个很长的故事，关于 Madhavendra Puri。
Madhavendra
Madhavendra
Puri.
Puri 的故事吧。
Do they remember this part of the class a little bit?
你记得他的故事吗？
Just say yes or no. No need to speak about it. But
记得他的故事吗
they could remember.
记得一点。
不是很多，不是只能讲哪个。
They
There are
remember.
many about his story, which part?
Okay. So Madhavendra Puri, first we should know that he is the guru of Nityananda Prabhu.
他是利特南达布的 guru。
And very, 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 very dear to the Lord.
非常非常非常的对主很亲爱的。
So he was completely, 108% surrendered.
他是完全的100%皈依的。
And he made a vow that he would only accept milk. This is the only kind of anything he would take for his
Alright.
body, for his not his whole life, but at one point he made this vow: I will only take milk, and I will only take the milk that's given to me in charity. I won't ask anyone for milk.
Okay.
If someone gives me by their own
Yes.
desire, they want to give me milk, then I will accept. But if they give me anything else, I won't accept, only milk.
他只有一个誓言，就是他只是用牛奶，只是人家给他的，他不去乞口求人家，只是人家给他的要，不给他也不会求。
He made this vow, and he lived in the forest.
他就住在森林裏邊啦，樹林裏邊。
Madhavendra Puri. So, during this time, he didn't ever tell to the Lord, "Oh Lord, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I didn't get milk today."
Yeah.
He never complained.
是，他就是这样，他从来都没有对主投诉，他没有，他就主哦，我是没有牛奶，从来没有。
But the Lord himself,
他是主他自己，
he came over there and he gave him milk.
他给他牛奶，
Krishna, he came in as a little boy and he brought milk to Madhavendra Puri Pad.
主他自己成为一个小孩子，给他牛奶，来到他面前给他牛奶。
And why? Because he said, Lord has made a promise that I will give that surrendered person anything he's in need for, milk, fruit, grains, whatever they're in need for, I'll give it
因为他答应过，就是他会
if they are surrendered.
他会完全的对保护供给对保护
And because
满足他的奉献者，只有他是完全归于我的。
Yeah, and because Madhavendra Puri, he only took milk, that's why I brought milk for you.
因为他只是喝牛奶，所以他就给他牛奶。
So the Lord, he maintained Madhavendra Puri.
他就维持了 Madhavendra Puri 的。
And so the devotee, he thinks that only the Lord can maintain me, nobody else in this world.
因为奉献者只是这样想，只有主，他可以维持我的生活，没有其他人。
All right, then later the Lord came.
后来
Excuse me, sorry. Later, that same Krishna Gopal, he came to Madhavendra Puri in a dream.
后来呢，这个Gopal 啊 Krishna 就来到他的梦里边了。
And he told him, "Oh Madhavendra, I am here. I am Gopal."
他就告訴Madhavendra Puri， Madhavendra Puri， 我是高跑啊，我在這裡啊。
I was established. I'm in my deity form. I'm hidden in this hill underground.
我現在是神像這個神像，我現在埋在山的籬笆裡下面呢。
And he said that I was my sevaks from many years back. They were in fear of the Malechas, of the Muslims.
崇拜我的那些人呢，他因為很久以前，因為他們懼怕那些回教徒啊。
And thinking that they wanted to save me, they put me underground.
他們想救我，所以把我埋在籬笆裡邊呢。
But since I've been here, I've been suffering so much from heat and cold and hunger and thirst.
我埋在這裡很久了，現在我很熱、很餓、很渴。
And I've been waiting for you.
我等了你很久了，我等你來呀。
Only for you, especially, to come and take me out and give me service.
我是只有你呀，等你來給我服務啊。
Yeah. And then Maharaj, he said that this Gopal, he could have asked so many different people, rich people from nearby, to help.
這個高跑呢，其實他可以問其他的附近的有錢的人去服務他的。
But he never did that. He waited only for his dear devotee to come and serve him.
但是他沒有這樣做，他就是等他親愛的奉獻者去服務他。
So that same Madhavendra Puri, who never used to ask anything from anyone, that morning he went into the village after having this dream, and he asked for a knife and a spade, something to dig the earth.
所以呢，這個Madhavendra Puri就起來就去這個穿這個地方就把高跑挖出來。
Yeah, he asked the villagers for instruments to help him get the jungle clear so he could get this Gopal out. Jungle, forest.
Wow, clear the jungle.
Clear some place so he could take out the deity.
因為他就拿一些工具把這個叢林清潔砍了，就把高跑拿出來。
And when he found Gopal, this deity, he could hardly stand up by himself. The deity had to have two other kind of smaller deities beside, so that he could properly stand up.
Okay, so he had to stand up. Okay.
When he first found
這
him.
個神像就因為我旁邊有另外兩個小的神像，所以他不可以站起來。
And then Madhavendra Puripad, he asked, "How is this possible? Before you were walking and talking and, but now you can barely stand up.
他說怎麼可能呢？你可以以前你可以。
You brought me milk before."
對啊，你以前你給我牛奶的，你可以走路的，為什麼你現在站不起來？
And Gopal, he replied to Madhavendra Puri.
高跑了就說了。
He said, "For you, I can do so many things. I can do anything. But for those who aren't surrendered, I cannot show them all these things. I cannot show them the deity. He's telling to Madhavendra Puri that because you are my dear devotee, for you, I can walk, I can speak, I can do so many things. But for the others, now that I'm out of the ground, many people can see me. They don't have that surrender that you have. So I'm in this form, this deity form. I don't show that to everyone.
才可以看到我跟你说话服务你，但是你现在我出来了，他们不可以看到我这个形象了。
So Madhavendra Puri, he had so much prem, love for the Lord. That's why the Lord, he wanted to be with him.
因为 Madhavendra Puri 呢有 prem 纯粹的爱啊，很多的 prem， 所以为什么主呢就喜欢跟他在一起？
Madhavendra Puri, he was a real wealthy person.
Madhavendra Puri 呢，其实他真的才是有钱的人。
Yeah, he had prem dhan, the wealth of love of God, prem.
他有 prem 就是主的 prem 啊，纯粹的爱，纯的爱。
And also Madhavendra Puri, he had so much faith, full faith to serve Gopal. He would ask all the villagers for so many cows and bhoga for a big festival that he then gave for the deity, the new deity that he had found.
Madhavendra Puri 有很大的信心，他叫的所有的村民拿很多很多的 bhoga， 很多的食物供奉给 Gopal。
But Srila Maharaj, he said that even though so much was supplied for this big festival, so much bhoga, so much everything, cows, everything was supplied, but even though all of that came, it was actually Madhavendra Puri's love that was the main thing that Gopal, the Lord, he wanted to relish. Not anything of this material world, he just wanted to relish the love of Madhavendra Puri.
OK， 听住啦，这是最重要的一句，就是，Haribo。OK。
Are they all sleeping? We can stop if they need to.
The most good one is.
Okay, no problem.
就是，
We're almost done.
虽然这个节日的荣耀很多的东西供奉给 Gopal， 但是 Gopal 这尊主呢，只是，品尝唯一的他最爱的 Mother Priya。
Madhavendra Puri.
Madhavendra Puri 的爱，这是唯一 Gopal 最快乐的是 Madhavendra Puri 的爱，对。
Okay. So, yeah, so anybody can give so many things for a festival, but to be surrendered like Madhavendra Puri Pad, that's very difficult.
虽然很多人可以给予很多东西，但是。 好像 Madhavendra Puri 这样的皈依，这种皈依是最重要的，是很小的。
And then, just briefly, Maharaj mentioned different festivals that his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Dayita Madhav Maharaj, organized. He organized different festivals.
之后他就说他的 Guru 呢，有一些。 不同的很大一些节 festival 了。
Yep, and sometimes they were like put on very last minute, like spontaneous.
他们准备的时候，可能最后的时间还没有准备好。
And even in those situations, somehow everything that was needed would be provided for the festival.
但是最后一分钟就所有的东西都可以安排好了。
Like one time they didn't even have any pots or utensils for cooking.
有一些他们根本都没有一些煮的锅子啊东西啊。
But they were able to like ask some shopkeepers, and so many donated everything that they needed, and they had a huge festival.
他就问那些店铺的人捐一些东西。 后来了，后来就 完成了这个 festival 了，很多的东西可以准备好，很大餐。
And why it was like this?
为什么可以这样呢？
Because Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Madhav Maharaj, he's pure devotee, completely surrendered, and therefore Krishna provided everything that was needed.
因为呢，Bhakti Madhav
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta
Madhav
Maharaj， 他是一个纯粹的奉献者，他完全的皈依的，所以呢，主呢是满足他的愿望的。
And he's
什么愿望呢？
就是他是斋餐的，看很多的节日的时候，对，因为他们都不是都没有的时候，主就帮助他们，给他们所有的一切，因为他是纯粹的，真的是主的奉献者嘛，所以主会帮助祝福他们，对，要记住这一点。
他是跟我们师公同辈。
Okay, so then, like, when a surrendered devotee desires something, the Lord always supplies it.
因为当一个奉献者他想服务主的时候，他是完全皈依的时候，主会给他帮助的。